Hello.
Mr. Halley, I don't know if you could hear me, but I can't hear you.
I also can't hear anything, Mr. Halley.
You said 1 second.
Okay, how about that?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Wrong microphone. Okay. That's what happens when you're an international DJ. Okay, so I'm not international. Sometimes I eat international foods. Does that count? All right. Okay, so what I was saying is I see your progression. Okay, this is really important. I see your progression from the beginning of the class up until now. I see it come through in your writing, and that presentation is really important because that's showing an inner confidence growing. And if you're projecting that to me, that means you're going to be projecting that when you're doing your interview. And how many of you we're worried about uh, those interviews in real life? You want to go through, you want to be able to show confidence in that interview. Because I remember seeing that that was something that you wanted to be able to show. So when you go from being in person into writing, a lot of times we can't express ourselves as well. That written communication's harder. So if I'm seeing it in your writing, you're showing it more in person. So that means automatically when you're talking to people, you're not as slouched as more. When you have inner confidence, you're starting to be more upright. You are developing a better body language. This is why we push everything together. You'll start to see these pieces interlocking. Why we do the brand statement, why we do that elevator pitch. So you have the answer to, you know, tell me about yourself. Why that can go at the top of your resume. Why all these things. You can do certain parts once and you have this. So you build yourself up and you get that confidence. And it's starting to show, especially in some of you, it's become very, very strong. And I have mentioned it here and there in the notes in some of your assignments and that. Some of you are really developing. I've also sent notes to your campuses and said, this person is really showing leadership qualities. This one's this. I've sent it to your uh, career departments so they're aware when things come in. So we talk about networking and you're networking with me. I want you to be aware of that. Your assignments are networking back to me. You're showing me who is ready, who is at that cusp, and I'm relaying this information back. Prince has mentioned employers do come back to the campuses looking for people. Okay. Your grades, your efforts, and that are reflective of who we push more than we push maybe somebody who's not putting forth that effort. And that comes back to your reputations. How many people remember us talking about your reputations get there before you do? Remember that? Mention this over and over, your reputation, your brand. Okay. Your brand is your reputation. Your brand is with you already. Your work ethics are with you already. showing how you work, how you meet deadline, how you show up. Those are here. Employers want to know. You are representing yourself, but when we make recommendations for people, you're representing us. If you recommend somebody for a position, they're representing you too. So your reputations do matter, and that's why we talk about that work ethic, showing up on time, being this, being that, because you don't want to be the person that the coworkers don't want to see. So we've been working with you, not doing it for you. It's been with you because you have always been in control. And I told you that from day one. You are the control factor. You control your success every step of the way. You control yourself in the interview. You steer that with your questions, with your responses, and you are growing and you're showing it. And so I want you to take a little bit of time and self-reflect. And I know that sounds silly. It sounds really goofy, but every so often, take time to self-reflect and think when everything's falling apart, how incredible you are and how far you've come. All right? Because I know every so often, everything here, I pull out a big fan and I swear to God, everything just hits it. Everybody have one of those days where everything just hits it and you're like, my God, if one more thing breaks, falls apart, dies, keels over, I don't know what I'm going to do. You just want to bury your head in something and scream, or you just want to break things, or you want to. It happens to all of us.
It happened to me yesterday.
Oh, I am so sorry, Jordan. It happened to me the
I
other
have,
day. I couldn't
yeah.
even watch TV. My sound bar blew up and I couldn't
Oh
get my
man.
TV to have sound. So I just started making stories up to things that were on television. I was just so desperate. I'm like,
Oh man, I feel you there.
it just it gets so bad. It's like
It's
really, it's like then I thought I'll just listen to some music and I couldn't get anything to stream. And I'm like okay, and I pulled out an old FM radio and I found one station and all I could get was Spanish music. Luckily, I grew up in Panama and then I lived
oh
in
yeah,
Miami.
Spanish is like best music to relax and everything.
And so I could understand it. I'm like, this is what I need. It's like, go back to my roots. And I know I don't look like I grew up there, but yeah, sometimes I think it's a way of saying, slow down, regroup, and then everything came
Oh,
back. I found out I had a warranty that I'm getting the sound bar replaced. It's going to take it a little while, but you know what? Things happen. It's all good. In the meantime, I'm on the floor just banging my head into it, not like I used to do with heavy metal concerts. But yeah, you've come a long way, and you need to hear that because we get beat up every day. Congratulate yourself coming this far, doing so well. Overwhelmingly, the class is doing good. If you're behind on things, I don't want you to just look at that grade. Instead, I want you to look at how do I fix this? Okay? Whenever you come up to a problem, don't look at, oh God, this problem is hard. I want you to go, how do I fix this? And a lot of times we do what I call eat the elephant. And to eat an elephant, you do it one bite at a time. Otherwise, you can't eat that elephant. It's massive. It's huge. You can't do it. Don't try to put a whole elephant in your mouth. It ain't going to work. You do it one bite at a time. So if you are behind, I want you to contact me. Let me know what's going on. And we can do this and we can do it together because nobody can do everything alone. Sometimes you do need assistance. No shame in asking for assistance. What there is a problem is if you're sitting there suffering by yourself, not knowing what to do, and you're spinning those wheels and it's really stressful. All right. So Any questions before we get going? Travis, I did get your email. Yes, I'll take a look at that for you. So I wanted
Thank
to
you, sir.
address that. So I'll do that. If anybody has anything that they want to know about before they do a final post on it for a grade, absolutely, I will do that. Also, I can take a look, and if you get a grade less than what you want, absolutely say, hey, can I do something to make this higher, whatever? Absolutely. Yes, communication is key. I'm always open for communication. Okay. So, all right. So let's get to getting, because the sooner we get to getting, the sooner you guys can do what you need to do. All right, here we go. We are on our screen. Again, I do need to point this out. The reason why I always point this out starting in week 3, that next Thursday, not tomorrow, but next Thursday, 10 o'clock, everything that you want in your final grade has to be in by 10 o'clock. Okay? I can't change that, period. No extensions, no late emails. The only thing that I want to be able to hear from you is, Mr. Haley, I won the lottery and I need to share the winnings with you. I will accept that email. I can take that because that's something outside of the class, okay? Anything else, I can't change it. I'm sorry, that's out of my control. I change what I can change, but yeah, I can't change the other things. I can't change that deadline. Okay, so we are in here. Um, People are really caught on to this assignment for that interviewing somebody in management. Yes, this first part here, just give me a name. Okay. I can't make it any simpler. A name gets you 100 points. All right. Your professional network. We know you need to network. You network all the time. Okay. Go in there, talk about that. Why do you need to network? Okay. You are not a lone person in the working world. Okay. Building that online presence. We know 100%. We know that they're going to Google you. We know they're going to look at it. Even if you have things out there that are bad. Some people have records out there. They have past that they would rather not talk about. Very simple. Tell them that was me in the past. I've done everything I've needed to do to go beyond that. That's not where I'm at now. This is where I'm headed. Boom. Move on beyond that. Okay. Here's a hint. A lot of the people that you're going to be interviewing with have passed too, okay? Or they have relatives that have. Don't let that be a burden to hold you back, okay? Boom. You don't let anything hold you back. You are still that incredible person. A lot of times, the people on the other side of the desk, the reason why they may not have something listed horrible in their past is we didn't have all the surveillance that we do now. Guarantee it. Your LinkedIn profile. Go to linkedin.com, okay? And there are 4 sections you should complete: about, education, experience, and skills. Okay. Now, this is one that I have here. Now, I quickly made this copy here. So I actually do not have my education listed in here. I need to put this one here. And so I do have the about section. And right here, this is an elevator pitch. Senior instructor at Southern Technical College thrives on guiding and encouraging students to achieve goals they have and want. Believes that all educational and vocational opportunities are equal in need, importance, and required for a prosperous community. Boom. That is an elevator pitch. 30 seconds. Boom. This is what I do. Okay. That is it. Okay. I've already got 56 followers from there. There's experience, da da da. Like I said, I quickly made this. I did not put the school in here when I put this up. I didn't get to finish it. Skills. List your skills separately. Notice I didn't just list Microsoft Office. There's Excel, there's Word, there's PowerPoint. organizing skills, teaching, presentation, public speaking, veterinary technology. Look, right here, Jenna, veterinary technology, animal welfare, then animal husbandry. I also run a charity, problem solving, teamwork. These are all separate skills, analytical skills. Those are people who do problem solving. Communication is separate from teamwork. Look through that list. The more skills you have, more ka-ching. Who likes more money? Anybody out there like more bank? I know I do. Skills equal money. If I put there just, that I'm good with people, 1, okay? Now think about that if I told you every skill you got, that was $50 in your pocket. Now would you list things more detailed? Yeah. Think about that. Think about this when you are listing your skills on your resume. If I told you for every skill you listed that was 25 or 50 more dollars a paycheck, now would you take the time? So these are the things that you list in there, okay? LinkedIn will work for you forever. It is free and it is a way to reach out to people, okay? You'll see on the side, people are trying to get in touch with me, etc. I don't have to answer them. Okay. There's people here wanting me to hire people, and so, etc. These are all things that can happen just by you creating that profile. And you can do it on your phone, your laptop, you know, you can do it everywhere. So it is a tool that can be used. Also, just so you're aware, there is a new Twitter-like network called Blue Sky that's apparently taking off. People who are not happy with Twitter. Um, I haven't checked it out myself, but it is something to look into if you are looking for other ways to network. So I will try to have some information on that one maybe tomorrow. I'm not positive if I can get to that today. So that's another one that's coming up. All right. So that's your LinkedIn profile. Your debrief, let me tell you, you guys are zooming through those interviews. I am seeing incredible results. Woot woot to you all. All right. Your career plan step 2, I told you, look for the form in there, add those short-term goals in. Your thank you letter, okay? We are going to go more into that, but let me tell you, there is more information right here. You click on that, it's going to tell you how to write it here, but I'm going to show you as well, and they all follow the same format. Okay, thank you letters and documents. We're going to go over that tomorrow in business writing. They all follow the same format. So make sure you watch that tomorrow. You join tomorrow. Learn how to do it one way, and you can write all your business letters same way. You won't have to learn another format. Easiest thing to do, and you don't have to worry about it. So that's a good thing. Everybody good so far? Yes, yes?
Yes, sir.
All right. And that's what I like about business writing because I used to dread it. I had a fear of it. I'd never wanted to have to write anything to anybody. And then I found out it's the same format every single time, no matter what you're writing, either thank you or I no longer want to work here or, I need time off, etc. It's the same format. So anytime I don't have to learn something new, that is a win. Okay, so here we go. So we are going to talk about networking. And I like networking because networking does not have to be a chore. Now, how many people are shy out there? Shy people? Look, I'm asking people to point out they're shy. Step out and tell me you're shy. Don't worry, it's okay. It's a safe space. Okay, here's a hint. I am a shy person. So look at me. Now I'm in a career where I have to talk in front of people, in front of a camera daily. Now, wasn't that a stupid choice? How about that? That was about as stupid as you can get. Be shy, so go in front of a camera every day. Duh. Okay, let me tell you, put me in a room full of people and I will stick. Oh no, Travis is going to make a comment about this. No, okay. I will stick to the wall so tight you can't fit air between me and it. Honest, I am not an outgoing person. But here's the thing, anything I need to do for my job or is a requirement, I can do. Okay? Because I know what I know. I know my information. And since I know my information, that gives me the confidence. The other thing is, I have goals. Everything has a goal. My goal is I want you to succeed. Now, that may sound really strange, but I have this strange desire to make people succeed. Because, honest, I grew up in a project where you were told you will not succeed. Luckily, our family was able to move from the project eventually into not great neighborhoods, but at least it was out of the project. And for the first time, I got to see what it was like to have hope to succeed. That was the best feeling ever, that there was hope to succeed. Every student that comes in through the doors at Southern Tech comes in because they hope to succeed. You all are succeeding. You are going to make a difference in your lives, your family's lives, any children you may have. You are going to make a difference, not only there, but in your communities. You are difference makers. How many people here realize you are difference makers already? You are changing family paths. You are the change. So this is why networking is so important, because I got to meet people that gave me that opportunity. So networking can be scary because you're going to meet people. And I get that. I understand that. So I'm honest with this. Start talking to people at the grocery store, the cashiers, the people who work there. That is your first breakthrough places because they can't get away. They have to address you. It may not be the most pleasant thing, but just start by saying hello to them. How are you doing? Things like that. That starts to break through that shyness. So we're going to talk about the importance of professional networking, etiquette, and then we're going to mention this again. Some of this is repeat information, so it will go quickly. But networking's talking with people and establishing relationships for potential career or job opportunities. So it's career or job opportunity. That career opportunity is education, finding out more, what company's better, what can they offer you, okay? And your professional network are people who support you, not just in your career, but other business endeavors where you might invest, where you might want to find more information. And then we talked about informational interviewing, which you've already done one, okay? And it's important, it's a strategy. Look at you, you're a strategist where you are looking for advice and direction from a professional rather than asking for a job opportunity. Now, I know more than one person got a job opportunity out of that first interview. Happens every class, okay? Use these networking techniques. Find out what it's like, what it's, ask them. So, do you like that company? If so, why do you like that company? What's the benefits? Why are they better? Be nosy. Anybody know that nosy neighbor that's always up in your business? When you are doing networking, you get to be that nosy neighbor. Ask all those questions you really want to know. But also be ready to give up that information. Do not be self-centered. Okay. If you're only taking in information, but you never give out information, that's going to get around. That reputation will get around and you're going to be rejected. Okay. How many people like to learn new techniques from people who've been on the job? They show you how to do stuff. Yeah. That mentorship. They show you how to do things. You're going to learn things from other welders, other electricians, other HVAC technicians, definitely from other vet technicians that are not in books. You're going to want to learn from them. But then if somebody wants to learn that from you, you need to show them. Don't try to hold that knowledge in. There are some people who are like, well, if I tell them everything I know, then why do they need me? Well, if you don't share the information, they're going to get rid of you anyway. Okay? Share the information. It will make you advance more. Trust me. You don't get to my age and not know a few things. Okay? Self-centered, not sharing, will be rejected. Okay? Networking starts now, pre-career stage, and it's permanent. And your network's going to change over time. How many people no longer have friends they used to have, and now they got new friends, right? Your friends change over time, right? Your network's going to change. Why? Because you grow and you no longer are involved in that, and now you've got a larger network or it's changed, okay? So you're going to do face-to-face. This is when you meet together and you're talking about career topics. Boom, this is that elevator pitch. Hi, I'm Mr. Haley, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Consider having business cards. They can be paper cards or they can be on your phone. Think about questions to ask. What do you want to know from these people? Do you just want information or do you want a job? Yeah, it's okay to ask for that job. Ask them. Do you have any job opportunities or do you know of any? How many people didn't know you could just flat out ask? How many people did not know that as you're going around to these shows and things like that, didn't know you could just flat out ask them? You get to talking and say, introduce yourself, to talk about their company and that, and say, hey, I'm looking for a position, blah, blah, blah. Do you happen to have any in that area? And if they say no, say, well, do you happen to know any companies that may? And if they say no, say thank you, and you move on. They didn't give you what you want, you move on. Got it? They don't have what you want. It's like going to a restaurant, they don't have what you want, you go somewhere else. Simple as that. This is business, not friends. So your business card right here, put your name. Look right here. Notice it does not say student. It's the position you want. There's your name, your email. Look, LinkedIn. On your LinkedIn, put your resume. There's a place to attach that resume. Put that resume right there. So if they happen to go to your LinkedIn account, they can see your full resume. Okay. What's this down here? Does anybody know what this is down here? That last line. Does anybody know what that's called? No? That's your brand statement. That's your one-line statement that describes you. Come up with one line that encapsulates you. Betty is an experienced chef with a passion for creating outstanding food. Okay? Someone in welding. An experienced welder that does commercial welding or does MIG, TIG, and blah, blah, blah welding, experience with the blah, 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 whatever you want. One sentence, one sentence. On the back, put your elevator pitch. I used to say list your skills, and then a student said, you know what? Why don't we put our elevator pitch there? I said, that's even better. See, I listen to y'all, and y'all sometimes come up with better ideas. So etiquette, good manners in any situation. No street, no slang. Okay? Keep your language clean. My favorites are F-bombs. I love them. I have a whole arsenal of F-bombs. I drop them all the time. I have to clean my language up in certain situations. Yeah. Picking on Jenna. Jenna, if you're in animal care, I hope you don't mind F-bombs. You're going to hear them all over the place. That is like part of veterinary vocabulary. They go boom, 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 boom constantly, especially when you're being bit and scratched, life threatened by dangerous animals. Yeah, you hear them constantly. Trust me. You'll also learn to identify most of your coworkers by their underwear because scrubs slide down constantly as well. So get yourself some good underwear. Trust me. Because like when we were handling panthers, you don't take time to pull up your scrubs when you are sedating and restraining a panther. Some things you just don't do. And it's acceptable to let people know you're looking for employment. Years ago, no, you would never tell somebody you're looking for a job. They'd call you a deadbeat. In-person networking, dress appropriate, do not arrive late. Okay, so this is like if there's a function where professionals are getting together, do not arrive more than 15 minutes early and do not arrive late. Make sure your phone is silent. Maintain that eye contact. Look right above the eyes and the forehead. Avoid slang, unprofessional language. Request business cards. Ask them for them and offer yours. Send follow-up emails. It's so much easier because you have the business cards. Remember, the idea is to get that name across. Online networking could be used in a group call like this. Same thing, okay? And there are benefits. You don't have to go anywhere, but you want to dress appropriately and make sure you have nothing distracting in your background, okay? People not running around, in the background, nothing embarrassing in your background. Maintain positive professional communication. Never slam people online, okay? Those can come back. Somebody gets mad at you. They say, well, look what they wrote. And they post that negative thing you said. And don't flood someone's email account. If they don't respond back, drop it, okay? Do not invite strangers to a network. If you're in a network with somebody and somebody says, hey, I want to join, you can communicate with them, but don't ask them into a network until you establish that relationship first and you get to know them. Okay. Bringing strange people is like bringing extra people to a party that you don't know. Don't do it. Your LinkedIn account, that's a professional account, and there are different levels to that account. Lost my cursor here, waiting for it to come back. There we go. So you can join it for free. There is a paid tier, but for most people, you don't need it. The headline, that's where you put your name, your job title, your geographic location, and your industry. Okay. One thing that can really get you job opportunities is to put your picture there. Okay. You stand a 75 to 80% more chance of getting jobs with your photo. Okay. Yeah, people are really curious and they want to see who you are. Your about section, put that elevator pitch in there. And then, of course, your experience in there is your work history, just like on your resume. And if you have volunteer work, that's where you would put that in there. Your education, of course, is your school. Please make sure you put Southern Tech in that education area. Don't be like me on mine. And your skills, put all your skills in there. And that's how you create that LinkedIn account. Twitter, we talked about what it was supposed to be used for yesterday. Instagram, we went through that as well. Now, today's question, I want you to think about this, okay? And a couple of you have already thought about this before. I want you to think, how does the reputation of a company influence your decision on where you would like to be employed? And do their ethics determine where you do or do not apply? So I want you to think about this because this is something that happens in companies all the time. They're doing great and then they're not doing so great. And you have to go find employment elsewhere. So, how does the reputation of that company influence your decision on where you'd like to be employed? Because you're going to carry that with you wherever you go. People will know, oh, you work for such and such company. You work for this one, you work for that. So, how does that affect you or not affect you? Doesn't matter to you. Okay. So I want you to think about that and or do you just go with the best benefits, etc.? How do you make that decision? Again, these are your answers. Everybody has their own as to how they would do that. And it's always interesting to see. All right, any questions?
Yeah, I have a quick question. Is the assignment how
Whoops, I
does the
lost
comp
you there.
how does the company's reputation what was the question again for
So
the
the
date?
question is, how does a company's reputation affect where you apply and their ethics on where you apply? Does it matter to you? Do you just apply where you want to and you don't think about their reputation or their business ethics? Some people it doesn't matter. Some people it matters a lot that they look for them to align with their business ethics. Some people just, hey, they pay good. I don't care. They may not be popular. That's up to you. But how do you decide or doesn't come into play? So, a good example, years ago, SeaWorld got slammed with the whole Blackfish movie thing. People didn't want to work there. They didn't want that associated with them. They were considered a bad company to work for, et cetera, et cetera. Would something like that affect you? Companies make decisions and the employees live with it or they don't care about it. How does that make you make that decision?
Um,
Okay.
yes, sir. I think I got it.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions?
Mhm. Yes, the company's reputation, the ethics, like the work ethics, doesn't matter. Um, maybe.
Exactly. I've seen companies that are very predatory. I actually work for a company, and what we would do is we would buy companies out just for their client base. And then we would take the companies and we would have the employees rank the other employees and how they would rank them. We would keep the top 50%. So you actually decided who got to stay and who didn't. So we would make the employees decide who we would fire. So yeah, the employees cut each other's throats. So
Thank you.
yeah, I did not like working for them. I didn't stay long when I saw what they were doing. So they literally had mom and pop companies bought out, and then they made the employees determine who got to stay and who didn't. The people in charge of that, they thought it was a great game. They really enjoyed it. They And sometimes you'll come across companies that are just bad companies like that. And so, yeah, so how does that affect you, not affect them? Anybody else? All right. So we will see you tomorrow. Travis, did you have a question?
No, sir, I'm good.
Okay, perfect. So we will see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and that will be the end of week 3. And I'll talk about the assignments opening for our final week. We'll see you then.
Yes, sir. See you.